So the fact that I ran back into this person in my workplace, he came to my workplace and ended up working there, kind of made me feel like, and him too, I can honestly say that, it's that whole like fate, you know? We came back into each other's life, so maybe there's something there. So we tried to give it a go after I broke up with the rebound, yeah? Now when I got into this relationship, I was stoked. I was so happy that I got the chance to be in a relationship that I thought had a story to it. You know, how we met. I was his waitress. His mum actually gave the hint that old mate was interested. You know, there was a history behind it, and the fact that we ran into each other again just made the story that much more of a love story, you know? So when we first started dating, we waited about 2 months before we started dating. And we made an awesome friendship in that 2 months, because we never really knew each other before. We kind of chatted on Facebook and stuff, but never really knew each other. But when we finally spent that 2 months together just learning about each other, just hanging out, that kind of stuff, it's when I just thought like, yeah, this is it. Like I think I found someone that I really want to be with. I thought that he felt the same. I don't really know, because I can't tell you what he was thinking, but, you know, he made me feel like that was what he was thinking. At the start of the relationship, you know, he told me that he had a few demons in his past. He told me that he was, you know, going through some shit, but he was on the right track to getting better kind of deal, and that was really cool. But as I do, I saw that as a, oh, I can fix you kind of thing. And I think a lot of girls are like that, because we just want to fix people and want to be there for people, want to care for people and that kind of thing. When really none of his problems should have ever been any of my problems, because that was his past and we should have left it in the past. But the thing was that unfortunately we both had, you know, a past of depression and anxiety. So there was no way that I could have fixed him when, one, he doesn't think anything's wrong with him, but two, I don't think anything's wrong with me. How can someone with depression and anxiety fix someone else with depression and anxiety if number one hasn't been fixed in the first place? Like, I don't have the tools and the resources to do that. But I did, I thought I did. But it's not the case, and I know that now, but I didn't know that then. Now, when we started coming across problems, was like the first half of the relationship, and it probably only took about 4 months for a lot of bad problems to actually come out. And at that point is when my anxiety kicked in again. So, you know, I first experienced it while I was working in the nightclub, but it kind of stopped when I found him, because I thought, you know, he's there, so I felt safe in the same workplace. But then when your safe place starts turning against you and starts making you feel like you're a problem again, is when bad things happen to me. So it was kind of like, you know, my past repeating itself. I was the one that was the problem. I was the one that was in trouble. I was the one that wasn't good enough. You know, I was the one that couldn't have a voice, that couldn't speak, that couldn't do anything without getting in trouble. So that caused me to then get anxiety, because I couldn't understand how someone could actually belittle you that much. I had forgotten that, you know, that had happened to me before. So when these kinds of things started coming out again, and it was taking a real like effect on my life, and I couldn't understand why it was happening so bad and why it was affecting me so bad. And it's not until that relationship ended that I realized that there was a problem before that, and that problem kind of just repeated itself, and that's why it scared the shit out of me. And without going into too much detail, you know, like I really don't, same kind of thing, I don't want to bag out this person, because I'm so thankful that that person was in my life. Like, he was the biggest lesson that has taught me how to be happy. It took for a really, really toxic place to damage me that hard and that low for me to then get up and make a difference in my life. So no matter what happened, no matter, you know, my past with my dad, the past with my past relationships, and my past with this person in particular, because like I said, he was my biggest life lesson, especially the way it all ended. And I've done a video on that. It's in my life update video. I don't want to go into that. But the way that it all ended came crashing down so hard on me that it's, you know, I had anxiety for like 2 weeks on end. I stopped eating for months. I couldn't even like drink water. I got down to 46 kilograms because I wasn't thinking right. My head would not turn off. I couldn't eat. I couldn't talk to people. I was expected to work in the same workplace as this person. It was just the most unhealthy situation that could have ever happened to me, and that is why I got below bad. He told me that I was so fucked up in the head that I needed to go see a counsellor. Now, straight up, I said the same thing to him. I didn't say that his head was fucked up because I would never say that to someone. But I did tell him, you know, because he had demons that was affecting us too, that we both needed help, but he just didn't want to see that. So that's fine. On his end, it's fine because that's his own life and it's his own problem. But he told me that I needed the help. And that's fine. Because if someone wants to tell me that I need help, then that is okay, because I'm the kind of person that has always just wanted to self-help. Like, I've always wanted to be a better person. I've always wanted to learn how to communicate with people, how to communicate with partners, how to overcome problems, how to overcome like stress and anxiety and depression and just all of that. That's always been what I've been about. So, you know, by him telling me that I need to get help really upset me, that he couldn't see that he was a problem as well. He was just putting everything on me. But that's standard. That's standard what happens to me. And a lot of people, I'm sure, you get made the problem at all times. At every single second, you are the problem. So I, as I do, was like, fine, I'll get help. I don't mind. Like, if I can get help, and if I am the problem, then that's fine. But if I can fix it, that's props to me, right? Well, by the time my first counselling session even came around, we were already broken up. So none of that could have even happened anyway. But the thing is, 2 weeks after we broke up, right? So after that big fucking meltdown of me losing my job, me getting fired and accused for shit that I didn't do, for leaving a bad relationship, all of that shit from that point, 2 weeks on was my first counselling session. And by the time I walked into that office and had to sit down to her, she was like, I don't blame you for being the way that you were, but the fact that she could see me sitting in front of her and I was happy, I had a plan for life, I had completely 360'd my entire life and told her the things that I've been learning, the things that I've been wanting to learn. Like, she said to me that I don't even need to be here right now, but it's a choice for me to make if I still want to be there. So the fact that someone from a professional view was telling me that I'm okay gave me some kind of relief and some kind of like ground to know that I'm really not all messed up like I thought I was. And I've put so much pressure on myself for being this perfect person so I can get accepted that I didn't need to do any of that. Like, I'm fine. Since my counselling sessions, I've had two. I still don't think I need them because I'm not going through any problems right now where I feel like I need them, and any problems that I am having, I'm self-helping myself. I'm researching how to make them better. I'm researching how to get on top of problems. Like, everything that I've ever let worry me, I am getting on top of myself, and I don't need a professional to do that because I knew I was capable of it this whole time. But it took for someone to tell me that I just needed that to then get the proof that I didn't need it, was the realization point of me knowing that I was strong enough, and I've always been strong enough to just be the person that I am. So, I don't know. I mean, that's me up to date now. That's the root of my problem, where it came from, how it kind of eventuated throughout the years, how the relationships just got really bad and how it kind of brought out the worst in me, but how it also changed my life as well. And that was all problems of anxiety and depression throughout that entire time. Was just constant sadness, constant scared, being nervous, being not okay, not having a voice, not knowing my self-worth, not knowing any of that because I've been so focused on finding something that was never going to happen to me because I never knew how to love myself first. And if you don't love yourself first, then how can anyone else love you? And I never knew how that would actually make sense. Like, I never knew that would make sense until now, because now I know my self-worth. Now I know what's good and bad, I know what's right and wrong, and I definitely know when to not let someone walk over me because I know that I am a good person regardless of what anyone else thinks. It is not up to anyone else to tell me that I have something wrong with me. So I guess how I've beaten my anxiety and my depression, I don't want to say I've beaten it because I definitely have not beaten it. It's there forever, but it can be fixed or it can be maintained. And the way that I do maintain that is at any point where I feel sad or at any point that I start feeling anxious, I have essential oils that I like to use. I remember at one point when it got that bad, when I first started getting my anxiety and I didn't even know what it was, I went to the chemist and I was like, look lady, I'm about to break down in the chemist right now, and I don't know why, because I never cry, but at this point I feel like I'm either going to do myself in or I'm just going to go absolutely fucking crazy. Like, you need to sort this out because my stomach won't stop, my head won't stop. It was just a mess. And she got me onto, and I do not know how to pronounce this word, Briar, I'm going to say, or yeah, I'm going to say Briar. Brew, no, I don't know. So she gave me this spray, and it's an oil that is, it's an oral spray for calming and everyday stress. So you just spray, I think, 4 drops underneath your tongue and then let it dissolve, and then you're good to go. And you just do that. You're meant to do it like 4 times throughout the hour or something, just to kind of maintain it if it's bad. But honestly, I don't do that. I just do it whenever I feel like an anxiety attack's coming or something's bothering me. I'll take it, I'll spray some. And if, you know, after an hour I still feel anxious, which I usually don't, I'll just spray some more. The cool thing about it is it comes in another one that's called Sleep. So if you don't know how to, if you know, you can't shut your mind off at night time, that helps, the Sleep one. But I never really reach for it. This one's still like pretty full. This one's pretty empty, but it does work. I love them. And I also have another one that my mum gave me. This one's called Crisis Relief Drops, and this one is for times of distress, crisis, when you honestly just think that like it's all fucking shit, there's nothing more. That's for this one. I also use drops called Remedy Relief, I think it's called. I've run out of them though, but that is the one thing that definitely works for me. You can get it from the chemist. I've just put my friend onto them. I put my sister onto them. It just works so well for anxiety, but if I don't have them, I can reach for the other ones. So that's one way of like really calming down your stomach, your thinking, your shakiness, your breathing, your heart, all that kind of stuff that anxiety loves to give you. That helps it. So that is the first thing that I use to just kind of maintain it. At this point, if I still don't know how to, if I need to relax as well, like I'll take a spray and then I will just meditate in my bedroom. I'll clear my mind. I'll sit down for about 5-10 minutes depending on how bad it is, and I'll just shut off. I will meditate, I will clear my mind, and I will come from that in a state of, you know, new beginning, you know, it's a fresh start. We've just left everything else in the past. Let's just begin with the future. Or the present. Just begin with the now. There's nothing more I need to worry about except for what I'm doing right now. Which then relates to mindfulness. So that's something that I've been studying lately. I just did a video. The video before this is all about mindfulness. And if you are really struggling with anxiety and depression, I suggest you watch that because there's a lot of information in that you should probably know. I turned my life around in the way that I see life, the way that I, you know, want to wake up in the morning, the whole law of attraction thing. I've been focusing on that a lot. That's helped me so much, and I am so grateful for even coming across anything like that. It has changed my life, it honestly has. And basically, from this point, you know, what do I want to do? Now that I've got my problems under, you know, under control, I just want to help everyone else learn how to get over it too, because I mean that was the whole purpose of this video, was telling you my story so you can see how real my problems were. And if I can get to a better stage in life, regardless of what I've been through, then so can everyone else. I really just want to be, I want to be the best version of myself that I can be, and without forcing it too. I just want to be me and have people just love the vibes that come off of me. And I know it's already happened. I've seen my friends change. I've seen the things that they post. I've seen the things that they've said to me. You know, I see a change in so much around me since I have been a different person, since I've had a complete different outlook on life. My environment has changed so much. Like my family life, my friends, my circle out of home, my circle within home, everything has changed, and it's all positive things. None of it's bad. I can't tell you, since my breakup, there's not been one bad thing that's happened. Honestly, there has not been a single bad thing that's happened, and even that breakup wasn't even a bad thing. So I'm even considering going to do a Bali retreat so I can just fucking zen out and just enjoy life in another country for a second. And I'm really getting into all those kinds of like Buddhist kind of things, and I would love to go to a Buddhist retreat or something like that I can just completely come back positive and like radiating like positive vibes. And you know, I push that a lot on my social media. If you look on my Instagram, if you look on my Snapchat, and even if you look on my Facebook, like everything that I do these days has something positive to come out of it. Like I don't like looking at negatives. I post a lot of positive quotes. I like to just constantly be that vibe that people will just come across and be like, oh, she's happy, so that makes me happy kind of deal. You know, without feeling too forced, without putting too much effort behind it. I just want to be that, you know, that source of happiness that people can just accidentally come across and really get something out of without meaning to. I plan on making a whole lot more videos based on this kind of thing, overcoming problems, you know, trying to get on top of bad things that happen. I want to do breakup videos, how to overcome breakups. I'm really talking to a whole lot of new people that I've never spoken to before, and I really just want to find out people's problems so I can really help with real life problems in the best way that I possibly can. What are you doing? Come here. Little puppy dog decided to come in for a little cuddle. Well, anyway guys, I'm going to end the video here because it's been pretty lengthy and I'm sorry, but I really honestly do hope that you got something out of this. And if you have any suggestions on things that you want me to talk about in the future, if you want to vent to me, if you want to let me know your problems, send me a message on Facebook, comment down below, find me on any of my social media. If you did like this video and you might have got something out of it, or you know, you think it can help someone else, then please do give this video a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to have you on board, and if you really would like to get into this whole self-help kind of ways to overcome problems, you know, this is probably the place to be because it's all I'm focusing on lately, and I would love for you to be a part of that. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!